Good morning and happy May 1st. My name is Doris and this is the Knit and Purl, P-E-A-R-L podcast. Hi you guys. It is Thursday evening, May the 7th, 2015. My name is Doris and this is the Knit and Purl podcast, episode 50. Here we go. And welcome to the Knit and Purl podcast, episode 124. This is the 3-year Podiversary faux show. Hello. It is Wednesday, May 9th, 2018. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Purl podcast, episode 150. It is the 4-year Podiversary. Woo! 4 years, 150 videos, and extras as well. You guys. It is Thursday, May the 2nd, 2019. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Purl podcast, episode 172. Hi, you guys. I just wanted to give you guys a good shot of that. Hi, it is May the 1st, 2020. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Purl podcast, episode 199, also 6-year Podiversary. If you didn't understand what that intro was all about, that's what it was. You can find the show notes for this podcast on knitandpurl-doris.blogspot.com. In social media, I am One Fine Cow, all spelled out, lowercase, on Ravelry and Twitter. I am One Fine Design, the number 1, on Facebook and Etsy. And I am Doris M. Smith, all lowercase and smooshed together, on Instagram. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Purl podcast group. Also linked. Okay, so you don't have to remember any of that because in the handy dandy down bar below are links, and I don't know why, are links to the show notes, the Ravelry group, and my Etsy store. So you can go down there and click. When you click on the show notes, you can, at the top of the screen under the video is a link to all of my social medias. You can go click, follow me there, I'll follow you back. It is May, and I'm not doing birthday shout outs because it's the first day of May, and we'll just do it later in the month. So it is May. It's my birthday month. Christy Glass also does the Crochet in May podcast or videos to where we think about crocheting in May, and I would like to do a Crochet in May along with the podcast group. So I haven't put all the rules and stuff in yet. Hopefully by the end of the evening that will be in. It will start May 1st and end May 31st. So the whole premise is crochet. I just, a couple of years ago, got my love for crochet back and have been doing several things with that crochet, and I love it. And I started thinking about, I've hooked into another type of crochet technique that I will share with you in the story of the week and story of the week. So, and by the way, I didn't go to the nail salon, you guys. The nail salons are closed. These are press-ons. See? One broke off today. Anyway, funny. Yeah, no nail salons open. Anyway, crochet. If you don't know how to crochet, if you learn to crochet and make something like this or whatever, that counts as a finished object, your little bit of something to join in on the crochet along. You can make a little granny square and call it a finished object. Okay, that's how it'll be. But let's enjoy and let's give some tribute to crochet during the month of May. Please join me in that. Story of the week and stash enhancement. I forgot to mention last week that I had purchased a few patterns, and I purchased more, and so I'm just going to share with you some of my purchases over the last 2 weeks, month, whatever. I purchased the super simple summer sweater pattern by Hoki Locatelli. It's nice. I know we've all seen people knitting those. I also purchased a couple crochet patterns by, I'm going to show you the lady's name. And there is also a link in the Story of the Week in Stash Enhancement to her YouTube, where she does tutorials on this new technique that I am just hooked on. I bought the Havana Shawl, and this is in a Mosaic Crochet technique. Yeah. I also purchased the same person, Tina. I purchased the Corey. It's like a wrap. It's gorgeous. I'll try to make the picture bigger so you can get a better look at it. I plan on doing this and possibly making it into a blanket. I'm not sure yet. Or a bigger wrap, maybe. And I also was looking on Ravelry for some patterns with for 300 yards of yarn, and I found this. It's a free pattern, the Melda. So pretty. And one more. It is the I'll Pack a Cow for Rhinebeck is the name of the pattern. I'll Pack a Cow because it has an alpaca in it. Let me show this picture. It has an alpaca in the pattern. So cute. I want to knit that too. So maybe I'll do this fall. Homage to the what do you call it? Rhinebeck. I'm a little scattered today. Sorry about that. So a couple years ago, my love for crochet revived when I knit my first, or crocheted my first virus shawl, I think. And then, yes, it was the virus shawl that really got me back into crochet. I still knit more than I crochet, but I love to crochet. But I came across this new technique called Mosaic Crochet. And I don't know how to pronounce the lady's name whose YouTube channel I looked at. Her name is Tina, and then there's a link in the bottom of the Story of the Week in Stash Enhancement section of the show notes with a link to her YouTube channel if you're at all interested in going over and looking at a tutorial or two. Here it is. Is this gorgeous? Mosaic Crochet. If you see the back, it's all striped. You use every other color, but the front of it, you get the technique, you get this patterning. It's gorgeous. Very simple. It's just double crochets and single crochets. You start at one end. I'm left-handed, so I go from left to right. You attach your yarn, crochet across, break the yarn, start at the, it's gorgeous and it's fun, and I want to make a blanket out of just this. I'll get there. Okay, that is my new technique that I'm hooked on. What else? It's my 6-year Podiversary. 6 years. Although it is very small, podcast. I only have like 307 subscribers. I enjoy it so much. The Ravelry group is small and not very active, but when it is active, it is fun and I enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy watching the intro, and I hope that, yeah, the intro of the last 5 years. I tried to pick the very first one is my very first podcast, and then I went to the May of every year after that. Last year, because of all of this stuff with Ted, I totally forgot the Podiversary. And you can tell by that intro, it wasn't my normal self because we were just really going through it. Things are so much better now. But it's our new normal now. Maybe we're just used to everything. Anyway, so you could see a lot of changes from one year to the next, and I hope that they're better. I am still enjoying this whole process, and I hope that you all are too. If this is the first time you've come to this and you're watching me and you're continue watching me, please hit that red button over here and give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I would so appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, I said at the end of the story of the week, there is a link to Tina and her channel on Mosaic Crochet. Please go look at her, because join me. You could do something like this. This can be your finished objects for the crochet along. And you can do it. I promise you can do it. Anyway, we're going on to faux. I have several faux. The first one, you could do something like this and count it as a faux for the crochet along. It's just some sock yarn I wanted to try out. I purchased several about a year or so ago, this Forel crochet hook, and it's a small one. I believe it's an E. And I'm like, let me just use this because I forgot. I haven't used my Forels in a long time. It was nice. It was easy to work with. This yarn here was easier to work with than this yarn that I finished the square with. But I made a coaster. With that, put that back over there. Also, if you remember from last week, I was having some low mojo. So what do you do when you have low mojo? You knit something that's been in your library for a long time and you've always wanted to take time to knit it. And since, you were low mojoing and you just got a fresh ball of yarn and you just cast on and knit. This is the Waverly Weekend Cowl. It is a free pattern on Ravelry by Donna Brooks. The yarn is Cascade 220 and it's a lime green color. Needles were US 7, 4.5, and I started it on the 18th, finished it on the 19th, and blocked it on the 20th. Here it is. I love it. It's so nice. I like the way, and I just steamed, no, let's see. I think I soaked it and then laid it out and kind of shaped the top because the top portion had to have a little shaping to be similar to the bottom section. But it's nice. I love it. And if it's really cold, you could do one of these and cover your ears until you got in, and then, well, it's a neck decoration. Anyway, it really helped my mojo a lot to finish a new and different project, especially one that has been in my queue or in my library for a while, and I just took the time and made it, and I love it. The second finished object is a Irish shawl. It's the scrappy virus. The virus is a free pattern on Ravelry, which is linked to a tutorial by Julia Marquide. The yarn is just scrappy sock yarn, and the hook was an F. And here it is. Yep. I'm going to put it on and show you the size of it. And yes, I am vintage 1960. And boy, this blue color is really messing up my camera, but it's a nice summer shawl that will keep your shoulders warm because it's wool. Okay. I have one more big finish object. I finished the Nomad Sweater. The Nomad, let me make sure I got the front and the back. The Nomad, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. I think it's a yarn inspiration, but the pattern designer is Gail Bunn, or yeah, Bunn. The yarn is Knit Picks Brava, bulky in the colors Celeste and Cornflower. The needles I used were US 9s and US 10s in differing lengths of the cable. I started it on the 31st and finished it 31st of March and finished it on April 24th. Without further ado, I will put it on and show you the fit of this lovely thing. I love it so much. I love the color. I love the fit. And if you remember, I knit like a maroony pink, maroony light maroony color earlier in the year, and it was super big. Well, this is not super big. It fits me very nicely. I love it so much. It's very comfortable. It's a nice fit. And this color I thought would be a problem. I wanted it after I knit the other one without the collar. I'm like, I really want that collar. The color work is sweet. So, but before blocking, it was kind of like, I didn't know how I was going to like it. But after blocking, and I just did a steam block. This is acrylic. I love it, and I'm going to keep it on. I don't want to have hair issues again. So it is a very easy pattern. If you've never done color work, it is one of the simplest color works I've done. There's only like 1 or 2 times that I've had to carry a float. Otherwise, it's just really, really easy, simple color work. I recommend it. Okay, so let me just say that my very first color work project was the Ningle Chick Swan Show. That was rough, but I did it, my very first. I recommend this as a first time color work because it's simple. It's simple, it's easy. Moving along to whips. If you look right here, there's my log cabin shawl. Haven't touched it. There is the foot warmer, leg warmer thing I started last week. 1 or 2 rows, that's it. You can see my spinning wheel, nothing on it. So anyway, works in progress, other works in progress. I've mentioned those things. So I'll start out with this project. This is my American Idol throw. I knit while I'm watching American Idol. It didn't start out that way, but it is that way now. There's the marker from 2 weeks ago. And there's been 2 Sundays since then, and I have knit this much. I think I have about 60 stitches on the needle right now, so we are closing in on the end or running out of yarn. Here is how much yarn I have left. Here is the yarn, which is a Barnett baby blanket yarn. This is the last of the yarn. When this yarn, it's either this yarn is going to run out or I'm going to finish. Either way, if I run out, it's finished. So it might look kind of funny, but it will be fine as a throw. I'll show you the size so far. You can't even see. There's this. Can you see the point? There it is. It's big. I would love to say that it will be finished. I have a fear that there's going to be not a corner. I have a fear that there will be no point like this on the end. But I'm okay with that because I don't want to go buy another skein of this yarn and have a whole bunch of leftovers. Don't want to do it. So it's going to be what it's going to be. Okay, don't mess with this stuff. Put it over here. Okay. I'll put it away proper later. I don't know why my camera is going in and out of yellow. So let's go to the next work in progress. I picked up and started again in a 13 tote. The Captive Heart blanket I started last fall, maybe early winter, and it was been in hibernation. And since I got the bug on crochet, and this is a similar to the Mosaic because you're using singles and doubles and making patterns, although it is, what do you call it, monotone. It's making patterns. This is a paid-for pattern. It is on Ravelry. I bought the book. What is the name of this? Shady Lane Original Crochet Design. ShadyLane.com. It's really a fun pattern. The picture shows a small blanket and a pillow. I am actually making the bigger blanket, which is also in the pattern. So there's where I was the last time you saw it, and I did a goodly amount. I started on the next portion. I love it. I really love it. I just picked it up this week, and I've did this much already. Started at the second ball of yarn. Let me just give you an idea how big this thing is. There's the beginning. It's big. It makes a very lovely blanket when it's done. Yeah, it's nice. It's a long-term project, but it's fun to work on. The yarn I'm using is Caron 1 Pound of Love in the peach colorway. The needle is an I Forel hook, which is lovely and nice to work with. And you guys, by the way, I did not go to the nail shop to have my nails done. These are press-ons, and one fell off. Just so you know, there's no nail salons open in my neck of the woods. But I went to Walgreens because I would hit my nails and they would bend and it would hurt. And I'm like, I need some protection. So I went to Walgreens last Saturday and purchased, I have the packet here. purchased these. It's a good alternative if you're used to having your nails done. To get your nails done, just you do it at home. Glue it on and go. Anyway, oops. So I also started a new sweater. Surprise, surprise. I started the Super Summer Sweater, which is a paid for pattern on Ravelry by Hokey Locatella. The yarn I'm using is DK. What is it? It's sparkly. It's hard to read. It is a Himalaya Everyday Viking. The colors are numbers. Try to get it up here so you can read the numbers. It is a self-striping yarn and patterning yarn, and I decided to use it and not do the stripes. So and here it is. Normally I don't do color management when I knit, but for some reason this one just wants me to do color management. So I want it to look nice at the top. I may not do color management for what little sleeves I'm going to knit, but yeah, here's a ball of yarn I had to pull out so that I would be in the same color when I added the second ball. There's where I added the second ball. And I wanted to be on the right track so that the patterning would continue and be, what do you call it, symmetrical, which I don't normally do. And I'm hoping that I have enough yarn to keep doing it, and I figure I can use the extra balls to knit what little sleeve I'm going to knit. I don't plan on making full sleeves. I plan on making like an elbow length sleeve on this. And this is like a round yoke, similar to this one with a low sleeve, but not too low, not as low as this one. Because right now I stopped on, I'm going to be doing the last increase here, doing 15 rows and then splitting for the sleeves. So it's not going to be too deep. There are short rows in this, and it is a simple pattern. It really is. And you don't have to stripe it the way the pattern says. You can find some yarn like this and do it like this, or you can just one color it, or just do your own stripes. But I love it. I love it so much. I want it to be done for my birthday, but my birthday is 8 days away, so I don't think I'll be able to finish it. But I am making it according to pattern. It will be a slightly, what do you call it, shorter sweater than I'm used to. And I'm hoping to be able, since it's acrylic, wear it this summer. Yeah. Whenever we get released to go anywhere. Yeah, I am so happy with, well, I'm happy with my work because the building that I'm in was protected early and very stringently, and nobody has the virus yet. In the other building that I worked at before the big changes happened, was not as well protected, and some of the residents have the COVID. So sad. And also another building that I frequent also has a good number of COVID. Please pray for these older people who are attacked at their own home. It's so sad. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. This is the knitting podcast and we're having fun here, right? But sometimes real life comes in. But anyway. Okay. Captive Heart, Super Summer. I started and I also crocheted a little basket. Let me go get it. Y'all won't mind if I open the door and go out for a second. I'll be right back. You can look at this. Look at this. I'm back. I crocheted this little basket for Ted. We got a new table and it's slippery and it's smaller than what we are used to, and so I crocheted him this little basket out of the Copenhagen. It's Loops and Threads Copenhagen. It's a US. It's a 6 weight yarn, and I used the hook size L. This one to make it. So this keeps all his little bits and bobs that he keeps at the table. I won't bring that back yet. I'll bring it back later. Let me shut the door. Did you see Pete? Say hi, Pete. Okay, now you go. All right. I'll be back. I'll be opening in a little bit. Okay. Sorry about that. I wanted to show you that because I started another little basket. I finished off the Copenhagen yarn, and I started here. I'm using 4 strands of worsted weight scraps, and I don't know how big it's going to be. It's either going to be a bucket or just a basket. We shall see. Here's the scraps that I'm using right now. I started that just because I want to use up this yarn. These scraps are driving me crazy. What else? So I have this yarn that's been in my stash for some time, and it just needs to be something. This is a slub type yarn. It's called, I would say, Dive Starship, D-I-V-E. And this, which is called Butterfly, but it's the same or similar colorway, pretty similar. This one has like, I don't know how many, no, this one has like 82 yards of yarn in it. This one has 121. I have 4 of this and 4 of this. And I started a shawl because I just need this yarn to be something and be out of my stash. It just needs to be something. So I started a shawl. I started it with from a shawl that I've knit. It's just, you cast on 5, you knit 2, you yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2, and go from there. And you use, knit 2, yarn over, knit to the marker. See, I've got my markers here for either side of the middle spine. And that's all it's going to be. I'm going to switch from this ball when this completed, go into this skein and knit it till it's done, then go back to this. I'm just going to do that until all the yarn is knitted up. It's wool. It's pretty. It'll be nice and warm. This one is 57% wool, 23% acrylic, 15% alpaca, and 5% polyamide. This one. This one is 50% wool, 35% acrylic, and 15% alpaca. It'll be a nice warm, but it's also, I'm using US 10 needles, so it'll have a lot of drape to it. So that's what I'm doing with that. It'll be yarn out of my stash that has been sitting for years. It'll be a nice warm It's not too prickly. If it is, I'll just soak it in some hair conditioner and calm it down. But anyway, like I said, I have 4 of each of these, and it's going to be a shawl. Hopefully I will be in the second skein and you'll be able to see how that slub yarn is knitting up. I don't know why my camera's going crazy today. Okay. I showed you the captive heart. Did I? Shit. I can't remember because this is the second time I filmed it. I think I did. If I didn't, I'm sorry, and you'll see it next time. Yeah, that's all. That's all I have. Aren't you happy? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If this is your first time watching, please hit the subscribe button over here. Hit the thumbs up. And I would thank you so much. 6 years deserves something, right? Anyway, until then, I'll see you all in 2 weeks for the next episode of the Knit and Purl podcast. Bye, you guys. Thanks a lot for 6 years. It's been wonderful. Please leave me a comment and message, and I will thank you very much. Bye.